It's finally time to say goodbye to the castle in the sky. But not before we take a good gander at the gifts Dead Pixel left behind for us in the last episode. Okay, it was a late night when I hung out with Dead Pixel. Now we get to go through and kind of see what we got. What I remember is that we have shulker boxes now. That is exactly what I needed. On top of that, we have full netherite armor now. Fantastic. And I believe we have an extra elytra. So it's time to go. Before I packed up, I took a look at the shulkers she'd left behind. The first one was bursting with fireworks. Oh my god. Throat thrusters. The second one was full of gear and goodies. Oh my god, dude. 2B2T is so cooked. Dead Pixel's new friend kit. Oh, that is so kind. Okay. The third contained all the gear I'd lost when I had died before the meetup. I repurposed it to carry the fireworks I had worked so long to make at the mob farm. I'm gonna need probably 2 or 3 shulker boxes just worth of fireworks. I mean, I spent so much time making them, I might as well have it while traveling, right? I can't, come back here after we're done. The fourth one was empty, so I converted it to a backup gearbox. Dead Pixel's little helpers. I need to figure out how to do this kind of stuff. That's fun. The fifth one I dedicated to Totems of Undying. Nice. And the sixth one I filled with the remaining fireworks. Alright, and that's every firework I've ever made at this base. Completely in my pocket. I love this. Then I organized all my miscellaneous gear and devoted one shulker box to food. Fireworks, fireworks, fireworks. Kits, food, totems. This one has random stuff still. This can maybe be miscellaneous. I feel like we are in a really good place. Once I had created a system for my shulkers, I started grabbing anything and everything that I could bring with me. I began by breaking down the last of my sugarcane and turned it into fireworks. Then I returned below deck and boxed up my iron to go, before making a keen realization. I could take all of these with me. There's no sense in leaving it behind. The idea that I could just carry around an enchanting room in my back pocket was new to me. Alright, pop it in the miscellaneous. Then I made the trip down to the strip mine one last time. And I'm glad I did. Oh my gosh, 21 blocks of diamond, golden apples. I'm glad I didn't leave that behind. It's so interesting saying goodbye to all that. I keep coming back to it, but I was here for a while. In real lifetime, I was here for probably 2-3 weeks. After that, I returned to the carrot and potato farm, gathered anything of use, and filled up my food shulker box. If we're getting to the end of it here, there's just one last stop that I have to make. I ventured over to my hidden bed to see if there was anything valuable in the nearby chests, but after deciding that most of it was junk, it was really time to go. None of these have mending though, I don't think. Leave this behind for anyone who wants to come and grab it. Who knows? Maybe you'll need it more than I will. Right now I'm in a really good place. I flew around the floating pillager tower one last time, and then went live on YouTube to show off the base. I said my goodbyes and left it all behind. It was time to move forward. Before I began my travels in earnest, I dug a hole and removed my netherite armor. Later, I'll thank myself for doing this. Tossing on some backup merch, I took to the sky again, still on my northernly trajectory. After some time, I came across a base in the mountains. Ooh, what's this? I'm not sure why, but I really liked this build. It was simple and elegant. I give it a 6.5 out of 10. I wanted to move a little faster because it was almost time for me to start heading east. I traveled the last little while in the Nether and came to another junction. Here it is. It was time to turn right. But before I did that, I wanted to see what 400,000 looked like in the overworld. Right as I arrived to the monument, my elytra ran out of juice. Why did I stop flying? Oh, my elytra broke. Thanks to Noxious, I was able to get flying again quickly, but I made a mental note to take care of some mobs later. I found 400k exactly, but honestly, there wasn't much here. This must be some sort of monument. They're getting worse as we get farther north. I flew around the structure a bit to make sure I wasn't missing anything. This was more of a ruin than a monument. I did manage to find something interesting though. I don't know why that got me. After leaving my mark, it was time to head east for the first time in this entire adventure. I remembered that I had to mend my elytra, and then I set a bed to save the progress I had made. When I came out of my hidey hole, I bore witness to some mob-on-mob violence. Then I took to the skies for a long while. In fact, much of this episode is spent traveling. You may occasionally glance at my coordinates and notice large jumps in block distance. This is because I choose to highlight the fun things along the journey as opposed to the many hours I have spent flying it. In the spirit of efficiency, I located another Nether portal, and this is why you always have to be prepared on 2B2T. No, 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 no. Wait. Okay. After that near-death experience, I located the Nether highway and got moving. Fast forwarding a bit through the monotony, I jumped back out to the overworld. A little while later, I came across a pretty Badlands region and decided to poke around. I found a mine shaft and bullied a creeper. Get stuck, nerd. I found a base further down the road and took a gander. What's this? A decent amount of effort had been put into this at some point. There was just one problem. Can you see it? No. You don't need to come over here. You really don't need to come over here. Sensing that I was not welcome, I carried on. We'll give that one a 7 out of 10. In its prime, it would have been stately. I clearly have a passion for building big-ass towers on 2B2T, but this one had a purpose. I built a portal on top of it, trying to find my way back to the Nether highway. While towering up, I fumbled the bag. Hard. Okay, well that was dumb. And after that scare, I was too much of a baby to find the highway, so I just went back to the overworld and went to bed. Once I had a little nappy, I hit the skies. I came across a portal. On the other side, there was a fortress which was relatively intact, with blaze spawners. These were the first blazes I had seen on 2B2T, and since I was here, I figured I'd get some blaze rods. I crafted a shield and got chopping. But I was careful. Even with good gear, it was still dangerous. Once I got a stack, I decided to call it. I poked around the rest of the fortress carefully, but it had been looted, so I left. In the overworld, I found a huge obsidian tower and tore it down. Many seasoned players will use this as their dominant block for mobility and leave it behind. I didn't have very much of it in my inventory, and I knew I would want to build with it once I got to so periodically on my journey there, I would stop and take time to collect it. It's much easier to do this than mine it at a lava pond. When I had finished collecting obsidian, I re-upped on fireworks. How are we looking on this shulker box? I think it's like half full? Yeah. Alright, back to traveling. Can we just take a brief second to admire how pretty this is? I get this comment every time I put out a video, which is once every 2 weeks, by the way. What shader pack are you using? They're super duper vanilla plus, and they're pretty flawless anywhere in this game. I did some more travel in the Nether, and things started misbehaving. When I logged back in, flying was glitching out. At first, I decided to play it safe and disconnect. A little while later, I tried again. Mobs were frozen, and then all of a sudden they weren't. I logged back out quickly, and I should have stayed logged out, but I was impatient. God damn it! There goes 100,000 blocks of travel. And an elytra. Why did I log back in? It wasn't all bad. I still had my netherite armor and my shulkers. Live and learn. What I need to do if 2B2T is ever acting up is I just need to leave. 77,795 blocks away. Can't do that in 5 minutes. Yes, I lost the tools I had worked very hard for at the sky base, and about 100,000 blocks worth of distance. But if you thought that was going to stop me from putting the fries in the bag, I don't know what to tell you. Next episode, I finally make it to the coordinates I have been hiding. I had to bleep them out because I don't want hackers or griefers to beat me there, or anticipate my arrival. But we are very close. If you're digging the series, subscribe. If you like the videos, drop a comment. I'm trying to grow this channel, and I need your help. I'll see you again in 2 weeks with another episode. Peace.